Hi, everybody. Today I'm going to speak about something which may be something you can relate to. And that is, when you're in a situation and you feel drained by the other person, and you might really love the other person and find it a challenging topic of conversation to even raise, or perhaps it's becoming more self-aware of how we can all be draining on others, and with that awareness know how to address it so that we're not, because chances are people will probably tend to stop inviting us rather than directly address it. So why is it? Well, basically everything is comprised of energy. All matter is made up of oscillating energy particles. And so those who tend to speak from the mind, in other words, the pitch, the timbre of their voice is often in the higher registers, creating a shorter sound wave and a faster sound wave. So this coming at us, it literally fries our energy, like 5G, these faster and faster waves of energy. They have a fraying effect, like microwaving, cooking our energy field. And so we can only take people like that in small bursts, because it's like we can shut down as a defense mechanism, or need to get away because we're feeling overwhelmed and unable to take in what they're saying, because those short sound waves are harder to receive. Okay. But the thing is, it's also hard on the transmitter, the communicator, because, people that, are mind dominant are the ones that, in their heads, are like, in the science room in high school, the brain, well, maybe you didn't have a brain in a jar, but it's like they're disconnected from their truth, from their soul, from their body. And so they tend to talk at us often about facts, regurgitating events that are unprocessed for them. And the way that they're unconsciously processing it is to speak at other people, in order to try and process it, to try and understand their unprocessed experiences. And so this is kind of like a child unconsciously wanting a parent's attention just to exist for them, so that you're just simply holding space and they're using you like a sounding board, okay, projecting a sort of surrogate parent onto you. This does not make for reciprocity. It does not make for an equal exchange of energy. So, for the person who is the sounding board, um, you know, first of all, I'd urge you to speak up and let people know when they are doing that and how it feels, to bring it to their awareness, which takes courage, because, we risk offending people, we risk feelings being hurt. But if we don't speak up, then, we've got the option of avoiding that person, which isn't mature, it's not assertive, or getting so frustrated with them that you explode at them one day, which is aggressive behavior, the other extreme. So when you first notice it, it's good to speak up and to assert yourself, particularly if it's someone you care about, like a close friend, or, a partner, somebody that, means a lot to you and you want to preserve the relationship. It often means having to risk having potentially challenging conversations. So the thing is, people that are socially nervous, socially anxious, will feel when other people are, feeling a bit overwhelmed and wanting to distance themselves. And their response is often to talk more rather than less, because it's kind of like avoiding the inevitable, in avoiding the response of the other person, or avoiding a silence, what may be feared as an uncomfortable space in order to feel. Okay, and that's the thing, because people that are suffering from anxiety, it's an imbalance of air element, the mental cerebral body, and so they're not grounded, they're not in their bodies, they're up here. And so, if we take a rational approach to anxiety, that's to pop a pill, a pharmaceutical, petrochemical based pill, which is a synthetic drug, which, masks side effects rather than addressing the root cause, and often creates unhealthy side effects. Whereas the holistic approach is to identify the imbalance within the whole system, the whole person, and adopt responses, including healthy routines that will support ongoing balance as a whole. So if we think about, anxiety being an excess of mental energy, okay, overthinking, overspeaking, oversharing, what is needed are the elements of water and earth, okay, mud together. These are the feminine elements. Water is receptive. So when we have cultivated enough water element, we are able to listen to others with compassion, okay, from a place of empathy, by being centered in the heart, which is our feeling function. So we're feeling what the other person is saying, okay? We're not just hearing the words, we're not just meeting them on a mental level, but we're meeting them on a sentient level and on an empathic level, and we're feeling where they're at, we're feeling what it is that they're sharing. And this is a huge gift. This is the ability to truly connect soul to soul. And if we don't develop this, then our friendships and our intimate relationships lack a deep intimacy, okay, a deep emotional connection. Similarly, we need to develop and cultivate more earth energy, which is the ability to be physically present in the now, present in the body, and observing sensations in the body as they arise in response to the other person sharing. This is important biofeedback, which tells us, oh, I've had a response, a reaction to what they just said. Okay, it might be a wave of heat, okay, of frustration or anger. It might be a sinking feeling in the heart of hurt or betrayal. But noticing the sensations in the body is how we can be fully present, not just to the other person, but first and foremost to ourselves, so that we can be responsive. And with that greater awareness, go, okay, I need to tend to that. This is a gift. This person speaking has triggered this, has brought this up to my awareness, so that I can then reflect on what it is that I need in order to address this and continue my healing. And this is maturity, okay? When we develop these feminine traits of water and earth, okay, of compassion and presence in the body, we slow down, okay? So when we speak, our sound waves are more centered, okay, because our energy is more centered in the heart, okay, rather than the mind. If we think about the heart energy center, we have 7 major energy centers in our energy field, and the heart is the central one. So when we're centered in the heart, we're able to respond to situations in a centered way. And the key to that is being present to what it is that we're feeling moment to moment. Now, these qualities are not something that we are culturally conditioned to develop. You know, in our patriarchal culture, we are conditioned to go, 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 do, and be like a machine. Okay, run on linear time, get as much done as you can. And hence we see so many people suffering from burnout, from stress and anxiety. So the ancient cultures, they valued maturity, which is why they honored elders, and they would gather during the lowest ebb of the moon phase of the moon, the lunar cycle. The women would in the moon lodge in the red tent, and they would practice cultivating compassion and attending to their bodies as their guru, okay, as their barometer for, you know, their soul communicating what is surfacing to be healed. And this allowed women to really drop in, to deepen their experience, to grow their wisdom, to put their roots down, which is why when you come across a true elder, they have this depth, this substance. They're like a mountain, okay? Not a frail old lady who's, you know, jumping at shadows and afraid of everything and handing her power over to the men in white coats. A true elder is someone who is centered in their own knowing, because they have practiced attuning to their own knowing every month by sitting in circle. And they've also cultivated the ability to truly be present with others, to actively listen to others, which is perhaps the greatest gift we can give another living human being, to be fully present when they are sharing their heart's truth with us. And this is what creates deep connection and deep bonds. And, you know, speaking from my own experience, the women that are closest to me, my inner circle, are those who I've sat in circle with for years. And it's because they have also developed and cultivated the ability to truly listen, to be receptive, to truly hear and see and witness and understand. And when you're lucky enough to find, you know, friends that you can share that sort of quality, sacred space with, it then informs how you share social space. You know, I can, within moments of meeting someone, I can tell whether or not they have a practice of sitting in circle every month, because it changes how we interact socially. You know, we don't tend to have social anxiety. We hold our own, so to speak. So you know, this is, given the rates of anxiety that we witness now in such a high speed modern life, with, you know, cortisol, the stress hormone, being activated with every single digital notification we receive, and as I said, now with 5G deliberately frying our nervous systems, we really need these ancient practices more than ever before. So if you're curious, if you've never sat in a circle, or perhaps you have and you haven't found your circle, okay, a circle where you feel truly safe to share your innermost feelings and thoughts, I invite you to check out the one which I'm starting on Monday, this coming new moon in Aries. And this is the first new moon of the annual cycle. So what we'll be doing in this practice called the 13 moons is gathering in circle at the dark moon, the day before the new moon, once a month for a whole year, to go deep, to feel, to be present with ourselves, to develop the qualities that enable true connection and true intimacy to happen, which we then bring with us to all of our relationships, be they platonic or romantic. So yeah, I'll put the link in. If you've got questions, don't hesitate to put them in the chat. And thanks so much for making the time to listen. Ciao for now.